Hi, this is Tori with the Oracle Technology Network. We're here at Devoxx talking to members of the Java community. I have Martijn Verburg with me. Hey, Martijn.
Hi, how are you?
I'm doing well. What's your accent? Where are you from?
Well, it's a bit confusing. Born in Holland, raised in New Zealand, and now living in London, UK.
Okay, excellent. So you are a member of the London Java community.
That's correct, yep.
How are things going there?
Very well. We have a really large, passionate user group there, about 3,500 members, and we run events almost every night of the week now.
Oh my goodness.
Everything from talks to hack sessions to informal pub meetups. It's incredibly vibrant. I now certainly no longer know everybody in the user group like I used to when I first helped start it 5 years ago, and it's just wonderful to see, really. It's taken its own life.
Wow, that's cool. And you're also a Java champion?
Yeah, very privileged and honoured to be one. It was a group of people I looked up to very early in my career when I was younger, 14, 15 years ago. So, yeah, a bit of a shock really when I was offered that last year, but yeah, very nice to be part of that group.
Well deserved, and you're a big part of the Adopted JSR program, yes?
Yeah, so in London we complain a lot because we sit in a cold, damp city and sit in a pub and moan a lot. And we were asked by the Java standards body to maybe stop complaining so much about the Java standards and actually help do something about them. So we started that program about 2 years ago. And we're really just trying to provide some developer advocacy for Java standards coming in. So a bit of technical due diligence and things like that early on in the process, as opposed to it being all too little and too late.
After the fact,
yeah.
Right, excellent. So are you looking at any particular technologies now, or are you looking at 8 and giving feedback?
Yeah, so we've done a lot of work on Java 8. So we've done a lot of hack days on Lambdas, for example. We had Brian Gertz actually fly over and work with us on that one. The spec lead for Date and Time is actually a London Java user group member, Stephen Colburn.
Nice.
And a couple of other colleagues of ours, Richard Warburton and Jim Goff, helped him finalise that. And we're actually going to hold a one-day conference early next year for Java 9 specifically. We're going to have all the sort of large players in OpenJDK. We're also going to invite the large users of Java in London, such as Goldman Sachs, Credit Suisse, the National Health Service, the British government.
Oh, nice.
And we're going to sort of have the two sides talk to each other and see if we can help guide where Java 9 should go from some feedback from consumers of Java.
Wow, if I wanted to find out more about that, would that be out on LJC or?
It's on our Adopt OpenJDK group, which you can find on java.net.
Okay.
And yeah, just sign up to the mailing list. We've got a few hundred people on there, and we're organising it through there.
Excellent, that's pretty exciting. So tell me about the sessions you've done here.
So I did 2 sessions, one on the habits of highly effective teams and another one called The Bleeding Edge. And both are really stories from myself and my team transitioning from this traditional large enterprise world into the exciting world of startups, which has been a heck of a roller coaster ride, but well worth it.
Yeah.
And yeah, so the habits of effective teams is really talking about breaking down all the formal structures and communication barriers that you have in large enterprises. And I think at one point I ran into the camera and told all managers out there, if you make your developers sit in 2-hour meetings, you suck, and don't do that.
Subtle.
Yeah, well, the engineers are, in my mind, far too valuable, and their creative powers should be used to make stuff, not sit in meetings and doodle on a piece of paper.
That's a good point.
Yeah.
So give us a tip about an effective team. What have you found at your startup?
Well, I guess a practical thing, because I guess we're talking to an engineering audience here,
yes.
is take away manual tasks and make everything automated. So that goes right from deploying your code to QA environments to production. So use all the DevOps tools such as Chef, Puppet, Vagrant, and the list goes on and on. But also apply that to the rest of your daily life in your company. So don't fill out time sheets manually. Don't fill out expense claims manually. Use something like Expensify, where you just take a photo of the receipt and send it on in. Any task that you do that's not part of the core task of creating cool software, automate that away, and yeah, you'll be a lot less frustrated.
Minimize your time on the
boring crap
stuff. Yeah.
There are lots of great services out there to help you now.
So what's at the bleeding edge?
The bleeding edge for us is actually a bit of a move away from a lot of the Java EE traditional stack. Our core product, so I'm the CEO of JClarity. We do performance tooling, and it's a hosted service in the cloud. So you've got this really massively distributed service which has to be sort of asynchronous message based. So we have messages that get pushed from client machines that run our little daemons back to our hosted service. And we couldn't do things like run a Java EE server on our clients' machines, right? So that whole stack is just unusable in this space. So
Right.
we're using a technology called Vertex, which is a Java JVM-based sort of messaging. I guess you could call it Node.js on steroids for the JVM.
Okay.
Yep. And that's working really well for us. And sort of the usual suspects on the front end, so HTML5, AngularJS, that sort of thing. And well, I mocked it quite a bit in our talk yesterday, the bleeding edge. Do take a look. But we are actually using MongoDB as a backend.
Okay.
We're still very much 50-50 on MongoDB. It has let us down on a number of occasions, but
interesting.
We're hoping it improves.
Well, that's life on the bleeding edge,
It
right?
certainly is.
Yeah, you live and learn. Well, great. Thanks for coming by. I really
not a problem.
appreciate taking a moment to talk to us. And if you want to learn more, find out about the LJC on java.net or check out jClarity. Thanks a lot.
Thank you very much.
All right. Bye, Martin.
Bye-bye.